Hello and welcome back to another video. If you can't hear in my voice, I'm actually really sick, but I need to film this. This is December ScrawlrBox. We got a dispatch notification quite late and I was really concerned we weren't going to get it until after Christmas, but then lo and behold, it dropped through the letterbox. So let's get straight into this. I do apologise if I don't talk very much. Okay, so it looks like we've got some sort of paint. Let's get this out and have a look at the featured artwork straight off the bat. Ooh, look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. I really like that. Very nice. Looks like we could have some pencils and watercolour. The featured artist is Laura Basova. My name is Laura. Online I go by Tomato Illustrate, and I am a mixed media artist. Their socials are just down at the bottom here. Very nice. Very nice artwork. Okay, so let's get into these supplies then. So like I said, this looks like some sort of Derwent watercolour. Ooh, metallics. So we've had metallics in the past, so I'd like to know if these are different metallics or the same set. Interesting. I'd like to know if we are duplicating sets yet. And then in the bag, oh, okay. So we have our Scrawlr sticker, which is a snippet of the artwork. It's gone glossy this time. They're usually not this glossy, are they? As far as I know. Then we have some sort of hard-boiled sweet. And then the other supply we have is the Pit Artist Pen Metallic. So two very metallic supplies. Interesting. I'd be interested to see how these pair together. Then we have an A5 mixed media split pad. So 5 black, 5 white. Okay, interesting. Interesting. I'm very curious. Very curious. Okay. Let's have a look in the ScrawlrZine and see what we are working with. Right, let's have a look. So we have the typical 2-page spread. A little bit more about this Scrawlr artist and some more of their beautiful work. Some Scrawlr tips and things to try, and as always I will be reading these and doing a little bit about them as we swatch the supplies. A little bit behind the artwork. The Scrawlr gallery, so this is for 2 months prior to this box. This is when we had the pro markers and pencils, and the Scrawlr challenge was Hocus Pocus. Some very nice ones. Look at this owl. Beautiful, but all very nice. And then the top 3 for this box. Very nice as well. I love seeing everyone's takes on these boxes. Remember to hashtag. And then it's no longer well, it is Scrawlr Challenge, but you have to hashtag the number, the box number as well, so remember to do that. Then the Scrawlr Showcase, so this is about Emily Edwards and their artwork, another community member. The Scrawlr Extra is Setting Creative Goals, and the Scrawlr Challenge is Gilded Wings. Very nice, so some sort of bird, maybe a phoenix or something like that. Use these metallic colours on the black, that'd be lovely. Excited to test these out. Let's get to swatching and see what we can come up with for the Scrawlr Challenge Gilded Wings. Hello, and first off, Happy New Year, and thank you for your patience. I didn't want to do the actual artwork for this for the longest time, just because of how ill I was over Christmas, and I just wasn't feeling motivated. I wasn't feeling like I was going to put my all into it, and so I gave myself the time to just recover and get a little bit better and just feel up for doing it, and that's what I've done, and I'm actually really pleased with the artwork. I think it's turned out very nice. Considering metallic colours are not something I use very often, this has given me a new inspiration on how I can use them in my artwork and create stunning pieces of work. So I do hope you enjoy the artwork as much as I enjoyed creating it, and I'm all better now, so I feel like my voiceover is going to be 10 times better. So let's get into the Scrawlr tips. So as usual, we've got the swatching them out, but one thing I noticed was in the basics was to use warm water with these watercolours. Wake them up by using warm water. Metallic pigments are heavier and tend to have a delayed activation, so a few drops of warm, not hot water on the pans for 30 to 60 seconds will give you a richer, creamier colour straight away. And I definitely noticed that. I didn't read this before I did my swatching, so I did all my swatchings with cold water, and then when I was doing my actual artwork I did use warm water, and I must say the pigments were much more luscious. So if you are going to work on that dark paper, although the pigments already looked great on there, I do think using warm water to use the dark paper will massively improve that vibrancy of the metallics. So that was very nice. This says metallics only. Use a separate clean brush for metallic watercolours, or ensure your brush is thoroughly rinsed between colours to prevent streaking and muddiness. There is a lot of potential for that with this. Watercolours, if you use them not in fine layers, can become muddy quite quickly anyway, but the metallics definitely accentuate that. So it was a bit of a learning curve for doing a whole piece of artwork with this. But as usual, I try not to include any supplies outside the box. I try and include what I have. And the one thing I noticed with the supplies is the paintbrush here, this Derwent refillable water brush. It was brilliant. I love water brushes. They're fantastic, and they're fantastic if you are going out plein air painting or just taking your art and supplies out and about. However, I did notice I had a few stray strands, which if you were doing really fine detail didn't actually help. They kind of like spread your paint in an annoying way. So I did take a pair of scissors to this, and I know that's going to make some of you cringe, but I did just nip off those two fine hairs right at the tip because it was influencing. You'll see when I do the black on the face, there's a little bit of like it sprays the watercolour. It was very, very annoying. Anyway, besides the point, let's get back to these Scrawlr tips. It says add more water to loosen the shimmery effect. Let them dry out. They can be taken out of the pan and used as stumpy crayons to add texture. So that's quite nice. Mixing, watercolours are great for mixing. Try mixing in the gold to warm the colour of the silver to make them more cold. So that's quite an interesting thing. I didn't actually do any of that. The swatching I did when I was sick, and the artwork I did after I was sick. So the swatching wasn't as in-depth as I would usually do, otherwise I would have tried all these lovely things, but it was fun to use them nonetheless. So that's the key tips that I thought were very helpful. There's obviously more, but they're very generic. You'd use them for many of your watercolour artworks. But when it came to Gilded Wings, I was drawn immediately to birds that already have that metallic shimmer to them. So magpies here in the UK have that beautiful blue and purple to their black feathers. Kingfishers obviously have very vibrant blue metallics in there. But I was kind of a bit overdoing them. Every time I have metallics, I tend to always do that. When I open the box, I mentioned doing like a phoenix. I've already done phoenix type wings on a person in an old Scrawlr box where we had metallic colours, and I was just bored of doing the same things with the metallics. So I went through some free reference sites like Pexels or Pixabay, and I found this beautiful, beautiful parrot, and the shimmeriness of the yellow wings just absolutely screamed to me that it needed gold paint. It needed all that gold, and it needed the blue and green shimmer on its head and its under tail feathers, and I just thought it was perfect. So I leaned into that, I used that reference, and I heavily went in there and I layered and layered and layered. The key thing with watercolours, which is something I've learned over many years of using them now, is just to use thin layer upon thin layer. That's how I do a lot of my watercolour art. You'll see me do a very, very, very watered down layer of one colour and then just slowly build that up, getting darker and darker as you get on, and using more pigment in your layers as you get higher and higher to the final layers. So that's just something I've learned, and it very much helped here to stop that muddiness, and also let your layers dry in between. It really does help. But all in all, I actually really enjoyed this. I thought I wouldn't like the fact that you wouldn't get that contrast. We've had pastel Derwent paints before, and I struggled to get that contrast, but because they included that black in there and they included a few darker colours like the orange, I was able to deepen my gold with the orange. I was able to add a couple of those black highlights. I don't tend to use pure black very often in my artwork. I try and use a tinted medium or neutral tint, but for this case the black worked very well, and you could also use it to darken your colours, but just be aware it will muddy them ever so slightly. So maybe try and implement like a blue to darken the gold into a cooler, darker tone. That will probably work better than adding that black in there. But luckily my beak and some of the face feathers were black, so I used that black in there to do that, and it kind of reflected off the darker tones I'd added in there with the blue and gold, and made those look a bit darker. So all in all, the contrast worked really well, and the paints were really lovely to use. I did try and implement the 2 pens that we received, the gold and the silver, and I added a bit of strikes here just to create more feathers, but I don't think it needed it. If anything, I feel like it ruined a little bit of the artwork. So I'd be interested to know how you use them in your boxes if you received this, because I definitely think they can be used to create maybe some borders or some backgrounds or something like that. Very interested to see how you use them, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you again for your patience whilst I recovered from sickness, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.